So in the last session, just wait, let me record. Yes, in the last session, we were discussed how to create Django project. In that project, how to create application and how to start server. We discussed in the last session. Okay. In the last session, how to create. Just give me 1 second. We create project and we create application. Let me open existing application, existing project in PyCharm editor. Let's flip to PyCharm and PyCharm professional editor. And after that, I would like to open my existing project. So we created sample project under the sample virtual environment inside my projects folder. Inside my projects folder. And today we'll see how to prepare Vue. Vue is a Python code. Okay, so Django completely work on MVT pattern. Model view template. Model view template. So how to work with model and how to work with view and template, we have to understand first. First, we'll focus how to prepare views. Then after that, we'll go through templates. Then after that, we'll go through model. How to connect with model, all those things. So it's loading my project, Django project, but this is not your project. So your project name is sample project, which is located in a different virtual environment that was sample. So you know the location of virtual environment in C drive, users, okay, users, and envs folder is their environment, that is in that virtual environment is available. So there our project is located. Now let it be load. It's not your project. Let me open our project. So to open existing project, you have to go to file menu in PyCharm editor. To open your existing project, we have to go to file menu. So let's go to file menu. File menu. Click on open project. I'm just going to open project. And where is your project is available, sir? Users and Lenovo. And my projects is a folder is available in my projects. And sample project is your project name. Click on OK. Click on this window. This is the way to open your project. Once you open your project, now you can see this is actually, is this your environment? No, this is not your environment. We just observe here VENV virtual environment it is, but your actual environment is what actually sample. So how to work, how to move on sample environment? So you have to go to work on sample. This is my virtual environment. Okay, so we created in the last session just sample project. In that sample project, we created application. Okay, what application we created? Sample application. We have not created any application right now. So we just create a project. We just execute, we create a run server here. Okay, run server. But look at here, I'm going to run server, whether it is going to working fine or not. Let me try to run server. How to run server? In terminal window, Python space manage.py run server. Run server. Now you can see Python space manage.py run server. So we got server here. This is 127.0.0.1:8000. And when we click on this, and automatically your server is executing here. Server is ready to do this. Okay. Yes, server is working fine, sir. No issues at all here. And look at here. Next, I'm trying to create one application here. Okay, I'm trying to create one application. How to create application here? Sample project is there. In this project, we don't have any application. So a project should contain application. Any number of applications we can create. But how to prepare application in your project? So to prepare application in our project, then we have to start Python space manage.py start application and create application, your application name. Okay, let's restart the server. I'm going to create application here. Okay, how to prepare application, just observe here. Python space manage.py space start app. Okay, your application name is sample app. This is the way to create application. Python space manage.py start app and sample app. Let's press enter. So application is created clearly. Now observe here, once you created application, okay, once you create application, so this application you have to register, in where your settings.py folder. Your project is having settings.py. So now you can see, you can go to sample project and sample application is there, and your application folder is having lot of files, models.py, test.py, views.py, admin.py. Later I'll explain you clearly migrations, and your project is having URLs, WSGA, all those things. So actually in the project settings folder, you have to register your application name. So otherwise your application will not work. So a project contains application. So in this applications, now you can see installed app is there in the settings.py. In settings.py, installed apps will be there. In this installed app, your project will have to register. How to register your project here? So here I'm taking, now you can see Django, or else we can go for sample app. Sample app is my application name. I'm registering here. Your application you have to add for installed apps here. Whenever we create application explicitly like this. Okay, once you create your application is working fine now. It's adding now. So next we have to write code. So actually we are running the server, but in the server we are not going to display anything actually. We are not going to display anything. So if you want to display something to the user like message, so how to do that? So you have to write some code under views.py. Now notice that here sample.application is there, views.py. View is it is a Python programming code. So you can write Python script under the views. So Django will work on model view template. Model is nothing but database. View is nothing but business logic code, like using Python script you have to write view. Template is nothing but user interface. We will prepare using HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Using that you can write template code. So MBT pattern, it's completely work on that. So right now I'm going to show you first views, then after that we'll go through templates, then after models. All together we can work on it. So before going to do that, first I need to explain some diagrammatic representation. So what is diagram is there, how it will work, model, view, template. So let's try to do this. I have some diagram, let me open that. So this diagram is available. So in this diagram I need to show clearly what is the flow of execution. This is the diagrammatic representation. Let's copy this and paste into somewhere. Now observe this diagram. Okay, so it's not available. Let's quickly do it again. Now, so if you observe this diagram, so this is actually model view template option here. So let me explain this diagram, try to understand, then after that you'll understand the flow of execution. So generally, as I said, that Django is going to work on client server based architecture. So as a client, we should send request to the server. So who is server here? Django development server. So server should respond client request. Client request will goes to server. Server should process client request. After completion of process, server should give response to the client only. So here it is completely request and response are going to happen using HTTP. Yes, HTTP request and HTTP response. HTTP request through will send request and HTTP response through server will give response. So look at this diagram clearly. Here user is there. User will send request to the server like Django. Okay. So immediately Django server will take the request and immediately it will find the URL for which URL user is sending request. Okay, for which URL user is sending request. URL is nothing but for which page sending is user is sending request. That Django will redirect that request to URL. In this URL, we have to mention, yes, URL paths are very important in Django project. So for which web page, for which view we created, that we have to mention in the URL patterns. So Django will search for required URL, and in this URL, what path we mention, okay, for which view you create a URL, that URL will redirect to view. View is nothing but Python logic. In this Python logic, whatever code you have written, that will be execute, and after that execution, then again it will return to the Django server, and server will give response to the user. But user response where we have to display in the template. So if you prepare template, then user response, you will get response in the form of template only. If you don't create template, then normal web page only we can display that apart from template. And sometimes view should take data from database. That is model class. Model is a class. It is for just creating for database only. Whenever we create model class, this is Python class. Automatically, Django will create tables in database. So right now I'm not talking about models. Later we'll introduce model and database connection, all those things. Right now I'm not talking about templates also. Template later we'll prepare, and template we will get response actually. But right now I'm talking just views. I need to go to views and I need to prepare my view. And views can be of two types actually. Function based views and class based views are there. So I'm talking about function based views. I need to create one simple function, and in that function I need to write some logic, and after that I need to get response. So through URL mapping. So user will send request to the server. The Django server will identify that required URL, and that URL is associated with what view it is going to be mapping, and then view function will execute. Then response also will be given to the URL given to the server will get response, will give response to the user only as of now. But later we'll go with template and models. Template is nothing but user interface. Model is nothing but database class and creating database and storing the data into database. And view is very important to interact with model or to display result into template. Then compulsory view through we can able to process. Without view we can't do it yet. Okay, so this is diagrammatic representation of MET pattern. We'll come across later in detailed. Whenever I include model and template, I'll discuss clearly how it will be working. Okay, yes, let's close this one, and let's first we have to prepare view now. See, first what we need to do, application you have to prepare. A project can contain applications. We can create any number of applications in this project. You can see sample app is my application. After creating application by using this command into terminal like python space manage.py start app sample app, you have to register your application. You have to include your application name in the installed app under settings.py of your project. Yes, your project is having settings.py. So in that settings.py installed apps, your application should be included. After that, what we need to do, here you can see under your application folder, there is a views.py is there. So I'm going to create views here. View is nothing but it's a simple Python programming. I'm trying to create my view. So views.py file under your application like sample app. Okay. So for creating view, okay, for creating view, now you can see I'm creating view just F1. F1 is a function. It's a function based view. And every view, yeah, F1, every function is considered as one view. Here view name is F1 I'm taking. It's my view name. And this function will have the default argument that is called request. Right now, this argument I'm not using here, but compulsory we have to pass request because, as I said, that the Django is going to work with the client server architecture. So you should send request and you should get response. So whenever we execute view, then request will goes to server. After that, server onwards, we should get response. So for that purpose, I'm returning HTTP response. But look at here, HTTP response is not coming. It is a class, actually it's not coming. Why it's not coming, you can see we have to import the header files. We have to import the modules. So what module have to import? From Django dot HTTP hypertext transfer protocol. From this import HTTP response I'm giving. HTTP response. This is the class. Then only we'll get HTTP response here, response class. Then which response you need into your web page, then we can write it here, your HTML code you have to write. But it is not recommend to write your HTML tags here. So every time. So that's what we have to prepare separate templates under templates folder. Later we'll discuss templates, how to prepare. So for example, I'm writing here, this is my first web page. This is my first web page I'm writing. So view function is created here. Once you create a view function, okay, so you can see once we create a view function, so you have to register this view into your project. You have to register your views into your project. How to register? Yes, look at here. There are urls.py is there, URL patterns, where we have URL patterns under project. So look at here, project sample project is having urls.py. In this urls.py, so we have to add your path. Look at here, whenever we are trying to do this path admin.site.urls, by default Django server will redirect to admin panel, but actually I have my view, so I have to redirect for that. So how to include URLs pattern for your view here? So your view should be mapped with project level urls.py. Okay, project level urls.py. How to add here? So we have to add like this. How to add, sir? Here you can see path. You can, if you want, you can give name, or else no need to give name. Then after that comma, we have to write views dot what we can say, your view name. But actually, is there any views? Okay, how do you know that views will come? So inside views.py there is a f1 function, and in urls.py, so I need to go for like views.f1. But is this right way to do this? No, because views is not coming. How to get views here? From where it should come? Your views from sample app. Sample app is your project. Import views. Now I'm importing views from sample app. Now we can see views.f1 is available here. Views.f1 is available. Okay, views.f1 is available. So after that, what we need to do, we have created the views.py, and whenever we are sending request, that request directly goes to Django server. Django server will find that related URL pattern, and that URL name is not mentioning here, but directly it will find this URL through views.f1 function. F1 function, it will go to here, and whenever F1 function is executing, then by default HTTP response will give server, and it is going to be stored into my web page. This is my first web page like this one. Okay, this is the process actually. Let's try to run this server now, how it will be execute. Okay, I'm going to run this server. Yeah, just wait. Here sample app is, yes, sample project is an application. Sample project is a project, and sample app is an application only. Yes, it's application only. Now I'm going to run my server here. So Python space manage.py run server. Whenever I'm going to execute this server, now server is running here. When we click on this link, then automatically you can see this. This is my first web page. It is coming. Yes, you have to import views from application only, because that URL pattern don't know the views will come from where. Views are available in sample app only, no? Yes. But if you are working with only this is directly project URL, I am working with directly project URL, but working with a project URL is not encouraged to do. So I have to go for URLs separately with application level also. Okay. So we are getting, this is my first web page. It's coming clearly. So with the help of this address. Okay. So this is the way to display view function. For example, if you want to do customize like h1 tag, I want to apply this h1 tag. And here also I'm trying to do h1 tag here, h1 tag. So once we write h1 tag, then go to browser and refresh your request, then automatically this is my first web page. It's coming. Okay, first web page. So now this is the request is coming correct. Response is displaying it to the server. Response is displaying to the client from the server by creating views function here. First we have to create views.py using HTTP response. And after that, you have to map these views to URLs. But URLs, this URLs is what actually project level URLs. Sir, what happen if I give name here? For example, my view name I want to give. How to give my view name here? Okay. So view name is just I'm giving my view. Okay. View name is my view I'm giving. So whenever I'm going to refresh the browser, you can see this what's going to happen. So page is not found. Yes, function f1 is function here. Function we have to call. Function is nothing but view only, that is every function is one view. I have mapped that view to my URL address, no, my project URL address automatically. See, whenever we send request, it will go to Django server. Django will search for URL. URL means it will come to URL. In this URL, then there is a views.f1 is there. Then it will go to views. And when it will go to views, then view function, what I have written, HTTP response to get response from the server. This is my first web page. It will return to the web page only. This is the process actually. But look at here, I have given just name in the settings urls.py, my view. But previously it was no name, but I'm just giving name here. But whenever I refresh the browser, page is not found because you mentioned the name properly, your view name. So you have to give my view here, then press enter. Now it will come. Okay, this is what URL pattern. Your URL pattern is my view. Whenever we are hitting this http://127.0.0.1:8000 my view, then immediately it will map to URL. In this URL, my view is a URL pattern, and in this URL pattern, which view is going to be redirect views.f1 views folder. F1 is there. It will go to F1, and F1 is going to execute, and we are getting relevant result here. And you can see, observe here I'm not going to mention any name, URL name I'm not going to mention. If I don't mention any name, then what will happen immediately? Previously how it will work without this, it's working fine. No need to give any URL name here, directly it will go into that view only. So this process is good practice actually. Whenever you have multiple views, then it is better to give view name properly. Okay, whenever we give multiple views, then better to go for view name properly. Suppose I want to create multiple views here, one more view. Yes, we can create one more view. How to prepare one more view here? Here you can see def f2 is there. F2 is one more view is there. Request, request, request. And after that return HTTP response, HTTP response. For a change, I'm giving h2, h2. This is my second web page or something like this. In h2 tag I want to display here. H2 tag, h1 tag should be closed here. So I forgot. So look at here, what are the views are there here? Two views are available right now, f1 and f2. But did you add f1 f2 view in the views urls.py? No. So we have to add here. How to do? Path, then views dot f2. There is one more view is there, f2 here. So this also have to add. But look at here, we have two views are available. But which view is targeting first? By default, when we execute this server, then which view is going to targeting, sir? First view only. Yes, sir, first view. But observe here I'm going to mention my view name first. My view name first. Here, if I'm trying to do this one, first only I'm going to mention this view name f2. Sorry, view 2, f2 here. This is my first view. Is it possible to call f2 now? Look at here, whenever I'm going to browser and refresh it, no, this is my second web page it is coming. So why it is coming second web page? F2 is there, second view is available, first calling, then it will go to views, then second view only will respond. But here you can see in this context, which view is first to be mentioned in the URL, that view is coming clearly. But sir, I need to get both views as per my requirement, means in that process in urls.py, that's what we have to create a view names clearly. Suppose here I'm taking view 1, F1 I'm just taking, and view 2 means F2 will come, view 2 means F2 will come. So this is F2 here, F2. Now here we have clear names of your views. V1, which is redirect F1, view 2, which is redirect F2. Let's go to browser, and now you can see page is not going to found, because the reason is what, we have mentioned only this address, but we have not mentioned any particular view name. So I have to mention view 1 here, then view 1 is created, and view 2 here, view 3 is created. Result is coming. The priority first we mentioned, first what you call that only it will come. Yes, whichever we mention. That's the reason when we have multiple views in your views.py, then better to go for view name clearly you can mention it. So which view is required to call, then that view through we can able to use it. So this is actually the thing when we are working with multiple views in views function here. But actually this is not correct process actually. So the problem is actually we are depending on project level URL here, but you have to prepare application level URLs. Okay, how to work with application level URLs, and how to include application level URLs mapping to project level URLs. Because see here right now in my project, one application is the sample app. A project contain multiple applications, not only sample app 1, sample app 2, sample app 3, multiple apps we can have. But every application is having, every application URLs are giving inside the project URLs. So imagine that in this application we created just v1, v2, but some other application they may create v2, v3, and so on. All URLs under comes into this project level URL. It is difficult to manage, and this will be more lengthy. You can not able to search which view or which project related, we cannot find out. So better recommendation is what, you have to prepare a separate urls.py under your application. Yes, that's for sure. You have to prepare a separate application under your project. So under your application, then that URL can be mapped to project URL. One time you have to include that. How to do that, I will tell you in coming sessions. Don't worry about that. As of now, this is the way to prepare views and working with this only here. But observe here, I created a project previously in command prompt. No, do you remember? I just passed that creating project like this, Django admin, start project, project name. Just now I created application, start application name, and like this one. But look at here, just now I created one sample app. After creating sample app under your project folder settings.py, you must and should include your application name, sample app. Okay, because explicitly we created this app. This is okay, but sir, now I would like to create a new project in Django. Yes, now I would like to create a new project in PyCharm editor, completely PyCharm editor. This project not prepared by using PyCharm editor directly. Already I prepared this project, sample project, in previous session through command prompt and with virtual environment clearly, that is sample virtual environment. Okay, and I just open it into PyCharm editor. So how to prepare directly without going to command prompt and all those commands execution, how to prepare directly project in PyCharm editor? Yes, I'm going to show you now. Observe here. Imagine that there is no project right now available. You have not created any project previously. You have not created any virtual environment through command prompt. If you want, you can do it by following previous steps. But I'm saying that once you install professional PyCharm editor, no need to do all those things. Directly you can come to here, file menu. Okay, creating new project. Go to new project and look at here, Django is there, left hand side. Python project you need or Django project you need. I'm saying Django project. So I'm saying Django project. In this Django project, again project name is changed. You can see Django project 1 it is. Django project 1. Once we create Django project 1, then you can see this. Sir, here project name it's okay. But what about application? Later also you can create application by going to terminal, Python space manage.py, start application, your application name. Later we have to register that application name into installed app under settings.py. Or else, sir, I want to give my application name here itself, means you can go to more settings option and look at here, template language is Django, templates folder also creating, application name you can give. Suppose I am giving my application name is my app. Now once if you give application name, this time what will happen, along with your project name Django project 1 and your application name my app with the template folder, everything will be create. Now you can see once we click on create and this window, then automatically it's creating your Django project with application. But like this, if we create project name with application name, that application automatically added to the settings.py file. No need to add separately. Okay, I'll show you clearly. You need not to go to settings.py of your project folder and no need to add your application in that. But when it requires our application adding, whenever you are trying to create application separately in terminal window through, that application will not register by default in the installed app of settings.py. You have to do manually. But here, while creating Django project in PyCharm editor, I mentioned clearly my project name, my application name, and everything. So automatically it's going to be create. Let's see this. It's creating virtual environment. Now we can see previously whatever I create project like sample project, that's created through sample virtual environment. But whenever you are creating a new project in PyCharm editor, it will create its own virtual environment. You need not to create any virtual environment, automatically it will create. This is very simple. No? This is the way to create Django project in PyCharm. That's enough. Previously what I followed in command prompt, okay, pip installation, virtual environment creation, making directory, and going to in that and creating project and creating nothing to it. Just for a practice, once you try with that, after that, directly you can create the project in PyCharm editor only, no issues at all. It's taking time because first time it will make setup all those things. Now you can see your project is ready, sir. So after that, you can see Django project 1 is there, your application name also there, application 1. And after that, you can see this application app 1, your application is views.py is also there. And in Django project, I need to show you one thing. Sir, go to settings.py. Is there your project, your application name already? Yes, it's there already. You can see this. Your application name is already registered. Oh, it's not there. So it's not there because why it's not there means I'll tell you. We have not started with application views.py anything. So that's what it's not automatically registered. Let's go and check it once. So I'm going to now in my application and views.py I'm taking because you are using any file and folder of your application. I'm writing my application view here. I'm creating one view here F1 and request, request, request and return. But before going to do, so I have to import HTTP response because HTTP is required for giving response to the HTML page. So HTTP response now return HTTP response. I'm giving response in H1 tag hello Hyderabad. Just I'm giving this one request. So View is ready. Once View is ready, you can go to settings.py. You can see this. Oh, it's not going to be added. No issues. Now you can see it is refreshing now. I have not added at all. But let's go to change. Now once we add it, so installed app settings.py. Now you can see my app apps, my app configuration. Automatically it's added. Initially it will not add. Whenever you start using your application, that automatically will be added to your settings.py. Did I add manually? No. When it should require manually adding your application to installed apps of settings.py, whenever you start creating a new project in terminal window through, then automatically we have manually have to add it your application name. It will not by default. But through Django steps through, I followed this my app creation Django project and all. Once you started your application with views and anything, then this file will be automatically configured under installed app my app. But look at here, the what is virtual environment VNV. It's automatically created virtual environment for us. But previously sample project I worked, that was we created a separate virtual environment. On that virtual environment, we did that. Yes or no? Yes. So Django project is there now. So let's try to go to views.py. Views.py is available, and that we have to mention into urls.py. Where is urls.py? Project level URLs is there, and in this URL we have to add. How to add? So the views will come from where? My app. So your application, my app, my app, my app, from my app, sorry, from my app, import views. After that, we have to add path. So I'm adding path, and I'm not giving my URL name. If you want to give you can give your URL name. But if you give URL name while executing, and compulsory you have to mention your URL name for executing for getting the result. So I'm not giving my URL name right now. Views.f1 is my function. This is view. We can call it as every function is treated as a view, and it's ready to start server. I would like to start my server. Python space manage.py run server. Once we run server, we will get a port number with address, and that you have to click on it. Automatically you can see this. We got Hello Hyderabad. It's coming. Done. So whenever we give this URL name properly, for example, I want to go for my URL name is v1. V1 is v1 actually. And will it, when you refresh, will it work? No, because v1 is not find out the name you mentioned clearly. So that v1 you have to give after slash 8000 slash v1, then page will be found. So this is the way to manage the things clearly here. Okay, but look at here. This is not good practice. I'm saying why? Because application level URLs are compulsory use. Application level. So later we can include that application URLs to your project URLs. So far we are depending on our project level URLs only. But how to work with application level URLs? Let's try to do this. Okay. So in this my app, your application name is my app. Under this, I'm going to click create one new URL pattern, new urls.py. So right click on it, my app, right click on it, and go to new, and Python file I'm selecting. And here I'm giving urls.py and press enter. So look at here, this urls.py is present into your application level. So look in here, my app slash urls.py is available. My app slash urls.py. So in this we have to what we can say, prepare. We have to prepare separate URL patterns. How to prepare separate URL patterns? Now Django project URLs is this one only. Okay, right now you can see these two are required actually. These two are required in this my app.url. Then after that URL patterns I'm writing here, URL patterns equals to, then you can see URL patterns. I have to mention my path here, path. I'm not giving any name, but look at here. Here we have to import the views from current location. So that's what dot import views. And after that we have to mention views dot f1. F1 is your view name. So look at here. Do you have F1 view name? Yes. In this where views.py, F1 is there. Then why it is giving error here? Views.f1 we have to use. But look at here. This is our application level URLs. This should be mapped into project level URLs only one time. So this is the better practice, because you may include later any other applications, and that application should maintain separate URLs. Here my app is maintaining separate URLs. These URLs we can map to project level URLs, because our request directly goes to project level URLs, and after that it will come to application URLs. So in project level URLs already we mentioned, but this is application level views here mentioned. This is not required. So we have to register, we have to include. So how to include that? By using include function. Here we have to include, and after that you can, if you want, you can give the view name, or else not required. Here I'm giving my application level URLs I'm including. Look at here, include function. After that, in single code, your application name is my app dot URLs. That's it. One time is enough right now. Okay, only one time is enough, this including. Next time onwards, you can prepare, you can give path of your views into application level URLs only. How many views you want, you can prepare it. And every time, no need to go to this one here. Okay, yes, I'm telling once again. So what I'm saying here, previously we worked with directly project level URLs. Whenever you are working with project level URLs, your project may contain 10 application, and each application may contain, there are number of views, but including all projects, all application views into single urls.py of project level is not good practice. So that's what, better to maintain a separate urls.py file under your application. And how to prepare a urls.py into application means, right click on your application, go to new and Python file, give the name urls.py. After urls.py, it will be available under your application. Go to this, and you have to go from Django URLs import path, from dot import views. This is current location onwards views are calling. And here I have my URL patterns. So views.f1 function is there. Path I mentioned in my application level. This how Django server knows this URL? Okay, your request goes to first where? urls.py of project level. Project level URLs. In project level URLs also you have to identify your URLs or not. Yes. So that's what I'm taking, what actually I'm using include function. Include here. Using this include function also, for this project, I'm including this URLs, my app.urls. Later, if we create one more app, my app one, then come to here, include my app one.urls. So every application level URLs can be managed by project level URLs, because your request will come to here. It will go to my app.urls. Whenever it will go to my app.urls, now you can see views.f1 is there. F1 it will go there, your applications. Where is there? F1 views is there. It will get clear. This is the thing only. Instead of using project level URLs, better to go for application level URLs for easily we can access. Now let's go to and run it. Okay, we have not run server. Now click on run server, and we are getting same output here. Understand? This is the case exactly here. So this is good practice in reality to work with the application level URLs is a better option here. Okay, don't go for, but just initially we tried with project level URLs directly, but it's not good practice, because you may include later many applications, not only my app, other application also you may include. In that process, what we need to do? So better to mention your urls.py separately, and this we can include your application level URLs, we can include into project level by using include function my app.url. This is one time only. Later, once we include this your application level URLs into project level URLs, then you can focus on your any number of views like this into your application only, no issues at all. Okay, so this is the way to work with the PyCharm project, Django project. The option is yours. Do you want to prepare project and application and virtual environment through command prompt? You can, and open it into PyCharm editor, that project, and change virtual environment, keep on working. Or else, sir, I want to directly come to the project PyCharm editor and click on file menu and click on new project and click on Django selection and create project. And along with project, you want to create application, then you can give application name. If you don't give application name, not an issue. And later in the terminal window, you can create application under the project. But through terminal window, if we create the application like this, you can see terminal window I'm opening. If we create a new application, then this application must and should be registered. Okay, Control C you can press to restart the server. If we create application here, you can create it, but that application you have to register. How to prepare application? Python space manage.py start app. Okay, my app one. I'm not creating, just I'm showing my app one. Once you create, my app one will also create into your project. Once you create this my app one, So will it be registered automatically? No, sir, it will not register because you have to go to settings.py. Automatically, you have to add my app one again. But this will come by default whenever you start usage of this my app. So this is the logic. And for the first time, you may get somewhat feel what we can say typical to process this. But once you start practice, and it's not a big deal actually, so easily you can able to manage the things. Just only step by step. First, you have to understand the things, how to prepare project and how to prepare views and how to map that views to the URL, application level URLs, how you can map application level URLs to project level URLs. This is one time process. Once you understand this logic, then later it will be easy for you. First time only you feel that is difficult. That's everyone, it's common. So that's what, please try to focus. Today you just try to manage all these things, creating multiple views, application level, project level. I'll share my video and material and go through it, and it will be clear, no issues at all. Okay, yes. So do you have any questions? You can ask me now. So tomorrow session will continue how to work with the multiple views at a single application, and how to manage the templates. Okay, how to display a response into HTML page. Right now I'm not going to display response into directly HTML templates later I'll create. Once I worked with template with views, then later we'll introduce models, means database connection through. I'll discuss completely. Yes, yes, yes. MBT architecture, I'll tell you, no issues at all. MBT architecture, model view control, model view template. Let me open that. Actually, whenever I introduce the forms concept, model concept, I want to tell this diagrammatic representation here, but for understanding purpose, just I'm going to place. Now you can see user is going to send. Undoubtedly, more than enough. More than enough. I'll take 45 days, but how much time you want to spend, you can spend it. That is your wish. Yes, everything will cover. Now you can see user will send request to Django server. Django will identify that user request related URLs. Just now I typed in my URL address like http:/127.0.01:8000 slash v1. v1 is my URL pattern. Django will identify that URL v1 is available or not. And in this URL, it will map to required view, and view function will call, and the response will display into user only. But what is model and template? So far I have not used any models, and so far I have not used any template. Template means HTML page how to prepare. Undoubtedly, every time you have to run server, or else at least you have to refresh it in the browser. No need to type python space manage.py run server. Just refresh it, going and refresh any changes, then it will affect there. Without server, how I can display output? Server is required, no? So I have to send request, will get a response from the server. As of now, we discuss only views and URLs and user request only. But models have not include and templates have not include. In coming sessions, we'll discuss with the templates. You are going to interact with the user interface like template and sending request, and that request goes to Django URL, and after that relevant view function will call, and same response also will display in the template only. Later we will include slowly models. We'll prepare database creation and we'll bring the data and display into template using views only. So views is mandatory, fixed. Without view you can't do it anything. That's for sure. Now you can change port number clearly. So it's very simple. And port number is just for what purpose? Actually, if you change port number, then that from now onwards your project is going to be run under that port number. So you can see I'm changing port number here. Here you have to come. Now you can see Python space manage.py run server. What is your port number? Suppose I'm giving 5555. Now onwards you are okay. There is a spelling mistake. Yes. Python space manage.py run server is the wrong spelling. You can see. Please take care that manage.py run server. My port number is this is. Now onwards our project is going to run under this port number. Just click this and automatically it will work. No issues. Okay. Yes. So that's all about today, and see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll discuss more things, but today don't forget to practice up to here. So once you start practice up to here, that's more clear for tomorrow session. Okay. Yes. And tomorrow I'm saying you will not you don't join on this link. Okay, tomorrow I'll send from my side a personal link, short link. You can join on that link only. Okay, no need to register every time. And so far, those who are not registered for this Django sessions, please today you can register. Otherwise, you will not get that short link for sure. And all for my all old students, from my side, whatever you received videos and materials, for them I'll send link. You can join at same time on same link only, which I said. Don't use this link from tomorrow onwards. You'll get new link. I'll send that. Still, if those who are not registered with us, please contact to Durga sir. They will send the link. Because how many mail IDs I have, then for that mails I'll send the new link. If you want new link, then you can contact with them. So that's it.